How we doing? How we doing? Hey man, say man. Them boys talking crazy about Shedeur, but what's new? You know what I mean? What's new? Apparently, them boys talking crazy about me too. They talking crazy about me, so I gotta respond. Um, and I'll probably do some, if I mess up, I'll apologize. Two calls. But first things first, how's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? Everybody doing all right? Everybody chilling? Nisa, what's happening? Kennepolis, Kevin Stefanski is a clown. Yeah, man, it's kind of crazy to think that, the Patriots and all these other teams are already trying out new kickers. And we're not even going to have to get to the football side, but the Browns ain't trying shit out. The Browns is just, it is what it is. Let me put on my Prim's Hood Cinema, man. Prim's Hood Cinema is great, dog. If you don't know, you don't know. Trizzy, what's happening? Rod on Politics, good to see you. Good to see you. Hope everybody's doing all right. Dang it, I didn't break my thing, but I got to put the thing on the thing. Hey. Boom. Carolina. Ty Smith says Carolina. Miami or Carolina? Miami seems to be the place to be. So we are going to start here. We're going to start with some crazy takes. And then we're going to get right into these trade rumors. And then we're going to go ahead and respond. Because I made that prime equity video, and it seems like somebody I talked about wasn't happy. So we'll watch his video. We'll hear what he has to say. See if I messed up. And if I did something wrong, you know what I'm saying? You know me. I'll own up to it. If we have time, we can get into this AP poll situation. There's a girl who basically admitted she don't watch football, and she doing AP poll stuff. And then Harold Fannon, too. I want to sneak a Harold Fannon video in here. He's a dog, but I've been telling y'all that for a long time. And then, Deion Sanders and his Colorado problem, man. Deion Sanders and his Colorado quarterback problem, I should say. You feel me? The Browns are preparing to draft Arch Manning. Well, they're going to have to wait a year. They're going to have to wait another year if you want Arch, because it don't look like he's going to even be ready to come into the draft right now. Chanel, I already said that. Big Dad. Wow, that's a crazy name. Miami's oh, yeah, you already said that. Lockett Terrell says, I was on the podcast tonight, presented Prime Equity. You did. What's good? I did what, Lockhart Terrell? What I do, man? What I do? Tell me what I do. I think he's not even a big part of the video, so I don't even know. Hey, what's up, FB? I'm saying hey to you, but you know what I'm saying? And I got to get the chat on the screen. I will get the chat on the screen. I finished my move, by the way, so if y'all were wondering, I'm in a new spot, new place, new space. I have hopefully better Wi-Fi. But with that, I'm going to get the chat on the screen like it was already supposed. It's supposed to be right here. I'm literally looking at it right here, but it's not working. It's not loading. But not the point. Salute. Simply ball dropping. Yo. But let's get right into it, man. Let's not dilly nor dally. First topic. Man, when Shedeur Sanders was drafted and slid to the 5th round, something was said about him. The thing that was said about him is, hey, the media, right? Firestorm that Shedeur Sanders is going to create. Nobody wants that headache. Somehow people are blaming Shedeur for what the media is doing with Shedeur's name. So here we are. The Browns lose in an embarrassing fashion. Their rookie kicker that they just signed 2 days before the game. That's not true, by the way. 2 days before the game, misses 2 field goals. You miss a PAT. You miss a 36-yard field goal. You have 2 insane, miraculous interceptions where your receivers don't want to catch the ball and just threw them to defensive backs. What does Cleveland media have to talk about? Shedeur Sanders in his awful backwards hat. Let's hear it.
The Browns, they didn't let him go against the ones the whole time in training camp. There has to be a reason for this. And the only thing I can come up with is that he's not putting the work in off the field. I asked Aaron. I said to Aaron today, I go, man.
It's already getting
nasty,
nasty, man.
I'm a little bummed, a little bored. There's no Shedeur buzz going on. He's a third-string quarterback. And Aaron goes, oh, there's Shedeur buzz. And I'm like, what? He didn't do anything. He didn't get in the game.
The Browns fan base, as always on this issue, is divided. There are half the people who thought that him going over to Schmitty Kicker and telling him it'll be okay.
Oh my
like,
God.
Because on TV, the one shot of Andre Schmidt on the sideline after the missed field goal.
Oh, and you think Shedeur just happened to know what?
No. I'm not. I'm not telling you what I think. I will tell you what I think.
You think he pre-planned that to get his face on camera?
That's what some Browns fans think. And others think that he was being a great teammate, and that shows you why ultimately he'll be the leader and franchise quarterback of the Browns.
I want everyone to consider the source here. I'm not in the building. I don't know what the deal is. I'm a fan. I'm just looking at this from the outside looking in, and there's got to be something to it. There got to be.
There was one.
Consoling a teammate? That's not good, right?
I give Shedeur a little bit of advice.
Actually, no. I don't want you giving Shedeur.
Riz on the sideline.
Yeah, listen to this, Chris. Now, this pissed me off. This did.
With the backwards hat and the sunglasses and the the look of it, I would just remind Shedeur, lock in on the game. Watch the game.
What?
Who said he wasn't?
Did
Flacco have a hat on backwards? Doesn't Jalen Hurts do that all the time? He's done it. You're knocking a kid for wearing his hat backwards?
I didn't say that.
Man,
I said, Riz, hold on.
Chris,
I said watching
you know what?
him.
Let him go somewhere else. Let him go play for somebody. Let him go win a Super Bowl for somebody else. Honestly.
Well, if you're going to speculate about him not working super hard.
No, I'm not speculating. I'm saying something's going on.
There was a difference between him and Gabriel, the way they were watching the game on the sideline.
It's not me. This is how he is perceived.
All right. So, again, I want to remind you what I said at the beginning of the video. Dog, I literally woke up to do this, and it's just pissing me off. Yeah, so not only does Rizzo, who is like one of the only people in Cleveland media that continuously takes up for Shedeur and is fair, he's asking the question, well, is Shedeur not working hard enough? That's nasty, but I get it. He's asking just devil's advocate at this point. He's trying to. Sometimes I do that too. Hey, look, what other perspective could it possibly be for Shedeur to be in this situation, right? We believe the NFL to be a meritocracy in some regards. Okay, you would think that there's something that he's not doing, quote unquote, to not get the respect, right? But putting that aside, how we go to people are upset about the backwards hats. Y'all lost to the Bengals, and what was it, like only 6 yards of the was in total offense was gained. Like the defense was on fire. Second half defense turned it up. Bengals offense couldn't do anything. You invented ways to lose football games, Cleveland Browns, like y'all been doing for a long time, might I add. And now y'all are inventing ways to talk about Shedeur Sanders. And I gotta clap, man. Hey, with a loss, not a lot of positive talk about in Cleveland Browns. We need a scapegoat. What if we started talking about Shedeur's backwards hat? Huh? Because there's never been a successful quarterback that's ever wore his hat backwards on the sideline. Well, why isn't Shedeur locked in the same way that Dillon Gabriel is? Maybe because Shedeur Sanders is the emergency quarterback. I already explained to you, phenomenal viewers, what an emergency quarterback is. But if he were to use his brain brain cells, and here he is. By the way,
it is the sickest.
I'm sorry, he looks fresh as shit. Like I'm tired of hiding it, man. Y'all can call me a glazer. Look at him.
Because your mistake.
He don't care. Like he having a good time, yo. Matter of fact, he went up to Schmitty and said, "Hey, don't worry about it. They ain't even gonna talk about me this week. I mean, they ain't even gonna talk about you this week. They just gonna talk about me, Schmidt. It doesn't matter that your one job at kicking field goals in the National fucking Football League. Just kick the ball through the fucking goal. Now, don't let Pat McAfee hear that, because he gonna get real upset, okay? Don't, please. Nah, don't worry about it. They gonna talk about me. They gonna talk about my hat. They gonna talk about my shades. I guarantee you're in no danger, big dog. And your hat's on for it. You're fine. This is what this caused. Come on, yo. Come on, yo. Like, I mean, we are in utter, like, this is week 1, guys. The Browns aren't even like 2-8, no playoff hopes. Like, we haven't even got there yet. This is the first week. Well, maybe if Shedeur could pay attention as the emergency quarterback, who we know can't get into the game literally unless there are multiple injuries. I hope Dylan Gabriel is paying attention to the game, Mr. QB2. Well, I just feel like with the shades on, can he even see the full playbook? Man, I can't wait. I can't wait till week 7 when they are 0-6. And they're like, well, what is Shedeur doing on the sideline that's really keeping this team back? Huh? What is Shedeur doing? What if Shedeur exploded? Like, why don't we just send him to space? Everybody, hey, y'all think about that? Y'all think about that? What if Shedeur, we send him to Antarctica? Like, what the fuck? What? I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of the media pointing fingers at Shedeur and saying, look, Shedeur, look at what you're doing. Being on the sideline? Dapping up a teammate who did a terrible job, by the way. Awful job. If I was a 3rd round quarterback, I don't want to be associated with Schmidt. I gotta be honest with you. I don't want to be next to this motherfucker. Nothing good gonna come about it. So with all this being said, and my rambling aside, because I didn't think we were getting there. I didn't think we were gonna get to this idea with the whole Rizzo situation, right? Is he not putting in the work? Is he not putting in the work? We know that's not true, Rizzo, right? And again, Rizzo was just asking the question because, like something Rizzo points out, he's not even getting the first team reps. Do we remember that? Do we remember that he went a full preseason? An entire preseason. An entire preseason. No first team reps. Now, again, if we go with the Rizzo idea, hey, maybe it's just because he wasn't there. The processing wasn't there. He just can't read defenses. It's not because Kenny Pickett, right? Because y'all, we quick forgot about that. Y'all quick forgot about the fact that the Cleveland Browns kept Kenny Pickett on the roster, injuries and all. Remember, he as a professional player, that's at this point a veteran in the league, couldn't stay healthy for preseason. Nobody got anything to say about that. Old Kenny Pickett, the dude who throws himself into sacks. The guy who literally created a rule in college football because of his fake slide. Who cares? But God forbid Shedeur Sanders has a backwards hat. God forbid Shedeur Sanders as a rookie in a system that clearly is not built around him. And I'm going to keep saying this. Clearly a system that is not built for him. They didn't go in the and say, we're going to build around Shedeur. No, they want somebody to hit these checkdowns. Yo, can you hit Harold Fannon in the flat, yo? Can you hit David Njoku on this curl for 5 yards? That's all they care about. Now, whether that's good or bad, we'll see when the win columns come out. We'll see when 40-year-old Joe Flacco, who didn't play a bad game. I know the 2 interceptions, you got to watch the game. There were crazy interceptions. Like, one of them was kind of his fault. He threw and it was offline. Other one, the what's it called? With not Deontay Carter, I forget who it was. Literally threw the ball into handed it to the defensive back. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? So Joe Flacco's old ass is going to play his heart out. He's going to have some vintage performances. That terrible offensive line that's disintegrating after week 1 against one of the worst defenses besides Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart in the league. You already lost the right tackle. Maybe not for the season, but those are already getting injured. Hey, I hope the starting offensive line can survive. So while that goes on, while the Browns have to deal with being the Browns, you know, what they've done historically, it seems that trade rumors start to bubble. Now, we're going to watch some more videos from ESPN Cleveland because Rizzo is actually somebody who has been beating the drum of Shedeur getting traded right here. This was back in August 28th. This was after the whole situation. Yada, yada, yada. You remember, Rizzo and Tony Grossi were beefing. But we didn't really get into this, the whole let him go situation. If we did let him go, where would he go? Some of my people in the chat, some of them said Miami. Some say Carolina. A lot of people think Miami. And again, this is just me. Hey, just search. Y'all know me. What are the people saying? Vikings should trade for Shedeur. Now, obviously, JJ McCartney, he tightened it up. But Miami Dolphins need to trade for Shedeur. If NFL teams were smart, they'd trade a 3rd-round pick for Shedeur Sanders. Literally had a 1st-round grade. He cost a huge rookie discount and still has many years on his contract. Panthers, you know what you need to do, which is crazy that they're giving up on Bryce Young already. The Bears should trade for Shedeur Sanders. I'm calling Browns for a Shedeur Sanders trade as our backup quarterback and for a safety net. Should be able to get him for cheap. Panthers, there you go. Bengals should trade for Shedeur Sanders. I guarantee if a team wanted to trade for Shedeur Sanders, the Browns would require 2 first-round picks. Now, this is what I want to say. Now, these are just people. These are just people's opinions, random Twitter users, right? This doesn't shape what Shedeur is. Now, Tua looking dyslexic and concussed the entire game, 14 for 23, 2 interceptions. I think he had a fumble or 3 or something like that, right? That probably adds fuel to the fire. Then you add to the fact that, okay, we talk about systems. Well, what's the system that Mike McDaniels likes to run? Hey, I need a precise quarterback. I need a quarterback that's going to make these throws on time. And I also need a quarterback that's going to be able to stretch the field with the elite receivers I have. Okay? Now, as much as y'all want to make fun of Shedeur Sanders' reception or completion percentage record, guess who else had very high completion seasons? Tua. That was one of his biggest things. That was one of the prototypical things Mike McDaniels need. Hey, an accurate on-time quarterback. What is Shedeur? Even the Shedeur haters say the 2 things he does best: accuracy and timing. That's Shedeur Sanders. This might be a system where Shedeur Sanders can strive. He's got more arm talent than Tua. At this point, with all the injuries and all the concussions, he's got more health than Tua, right? And now you've got a plethora of weapons in Tua. And look, I know because in the draft we was talking about, hey, what would happen if Shedeur went to New York? Now, what gonna happen when Shedeur go to Miami? Oh my God. Yo, y'all ain't gonna be able to take that boy out the city. I'm telling you, they gonna be hanging 12 jerseys from the Raptors. Was it Ace of Diamonds? Whatever a Miami strip club Future and Drake be rapping about, it's Shedeur's gonna own it. It's gonna be called Shedeur's Girls. That's it. Shedeur Sanders could throw -2 touchdowns. You put that boy in a Miami jersey, he gonna break his record that he already set as being the #1 selling rookie in the NFL. Nasty just thinking about it. But that's not the point. That has nothing to do with football. Speaking about football, before we're gonna listen to Tony Rizzo again. But I want to point something specifically out about this situation. A lot of people will point to the fact, this is crazy, by the way. This is crazy. That a lot of people will point to the fact that Mr. Quinn Ewers was drafted in the 6th round, right? Similar, rounds to Shedeur. Similar profiles to Shedeur when you think about it. I mean, high school-wise, Quinn Ewers was literally a perfect prospect. He was, a lot of people thought he was going to later on be the number 1 pick overall, so being a 7th-round pick. This is the real draft slide, by the way. As when people try to make fun of the former 3-star HBCU kid that so happened to be crowned as a 1st-round pick, they don't talk about the perfect Ohio State and Texas player, right, who end up going in the 6th round. Interesting. But the reason why I bring him up is he is a accuracy, timing, that type of, and the bigger thing, right? Steve Sarkisian's offense really lends itself well to Mike McDaniel's offense, right? The motions, the pre-snap, all the stuff like, hey, hitting some of these shallow routes, hey, hitting some swing passes, screens, all those nifty type things. Though that's what Quinn, that was his bread and butter at Texas, right? So if we're gonna be honest, right, he would have to beat Quinn out. I think he's a better quarterback than Quinn. We have to remember Quinn Ewers was dealing with injuries, all that last year. You want to talk about, you know what's so funny? Quinn Ewers and Shedeur had a similar preseason. They had a really bad game everybody made fun of, although Quinn Ewers gave up multiple fumbles. So I just want to point that out. He was going against 4th stringers and he was giving up multiple fumbles. Nobody said nothing about it. But then he went out against 4th stringers and threw touchdowns, and then everybody was happy about it. That as a Texas fan, I'm biased. Quinn's my guy. And it's just interesting to see those two parallels, and I think they have a similar makeup. And I think Deion Sanders can beat it out. But more importantly, what you do in this Miami team that is desperate for a change at the quarterback room, you bring some youth, you bring some energy, man. Tua is beat down. Figuratively and literally beat down. The whole Brian Flores situation, and now this situation is not great. But I want to end the video where I think the real deal, trade rumors can actually be rooted back to. So let's hear it.
Somebody in that building does not think Shedeur is doing what he should be doing.
Hey,
I don't think people want to talk about it. I haven't heard it.
I want to point this out. He continues to bring this idea up that there's something that Deion Sanders is not doing. And I'm not mad at him for bringing it up. What I would love to see is that everybody is speculating on what he's not doing, what he's not doing, what he's not doing. Can somebody answer the question? We've been asking this question since he wasn't getting reps in the preseason. Now he's doing nothing. Now he's just emergency quarterback. What could he be doing wrong?
Anybody really bring it up? I understand where they drafted him. And I understand there is a narrative out there that the Browns want to prove they drafted Dillon Gabriel before Shedeur because he's better. Well, I want to see that during real games. And the conspiracy theories and the kid played with the 3. I'm going to let that all go to be fair to Dillon Gabriel, who probably should be the backup right now. But if you're not going to give Shedeur a chance, let him go. Let him go. Are they just keeping him around for Sports Center hits and Stephen A's show and jersey sales?
Yes. Yeah. That's what it's looking like. It's looking like Deion Sanders at this point has become a piece that adds to the overwhelming idea of what your identity as a team. We read an article on last video, right? And this is where I'm gonna end it. In the article, we talked about, a sports historian, he was talking about basically a part of what you need as a team is identity, right? Winning's great, having support from your people is great, but one place that you can generate that from is just being likable, right? Or just being the talk of the town. For as much as people, make fun of the Dallas Cowboys for not really winning anything significant for the better half of a decade, right? What are they constantly, though? They're constantly in the news. They're constantly America's team. You walk down the street and you constantly see people wearing Dallas Cowboys hats, Dallas Cowboys jerseys, Dallas Cowboys everything, and they ain't won Nathan, right? That it goes to show you that brand pool, that notoriety, that's a part of sports. Now, why people want to pretend like it's not when we talk about Shedeur, it's funny to me. I don't know why, and why people act like it's not entertainment. Oh my God, why is he's wearing the hats, he's wearing the glasses. Hey, you're welcome. You get something to talk about. This is sports are supposed to be entertaining. I don't know if y'all know. I don't play football professionally. I watch it. When I watch it, I want to have a good time watching it. Shedeur makes great television, and he makes it entertaining. Why can we not just sit down and say, hey, I like entertaining stuff. Show me more of the entertaining football player, please. Hey, that's all I got to say about it. But y'all let me know how y'all feel. Let me know where Shedeur needs to get traded. He needs to definitely get up out of there. I don't think the Browns are clearly using him, but they don't know how to use him. You feel me? Like they trying to get some use out of him, but this flip-flop media stuff, y'all turn the big Tony on him. I don't like that. I don't like it. But you like the video if you like it. Dislike if you don't. Subscribe if you like football content of all shapes, sizes, forms, and fashion. If you're watching this live, don't go anywhere. If you're not watching this live, be on the lookout for the lives because we do reactions live and do different things. But y'all be great. Peace. You take the man out of the... All right, so... next video. I'm going to read the chat for a second. But I need to respond to some things, man. All right, what's the chat saying? Doug says, I know this media and fan base is disgusting. They're pretty nasty. Renee says, Tua is trying to avoid another concussion. Hey, he can't avoid it, dog. Cletus Smith says, straighten up that hat. Hey, man. I like to have my hat kind of cocked to the side. My forehead's too giant. You know what I feel me? Beautifully Blessed says, those are talking points. Those channels aren't doing numbers anymore and are trying to get 12's base worked up. We are ignoring them. Okay, hey, I'm not mad at it. Isaiah Lawrence says, Shedeur should sit back and watch them fail and fall. I think it's gonna be entertaining, and I genuinely mean that. I think we're gonna get to week 7, and the Browns are gonna be so bad that it's like, what else are y'all gonna talk about besides Shedeur? I don't know. Still the greatest franchise. Still the greatest franchise will be back soon. Oh, you're talking about the Cowboys? Yes, of course. Silverback Racing says the Dallas Cowboys crash out uniform the Dallas Cowboys jersey, shorts, and this blue-white Jordan. I don't know what that means. Why are you even asking the question? These savages don't need a reason to be petty. These savages. Hey, that's awesome, Donnie. I love the way you said that. Chanel Askew says, if Cleveland had put Shedeur on the practice squad, I believe another team would have picked him up. I believe so. F the March for Arch. I want Tupac Shedeur in Dallas. That's hilarious. That would be pretty great. Shedeur in Dallas. Z23 says, man, you should have did a football fantasy league, bro. I can barely keep up with the fantasy league I'm in now. I gotta be honest with you. I gotta be real. I gotta be real with you. Billy said Miami. Alex Covert says Shedeur is not getting traded. Well, Watson is set to return week 5. Whoa, who said that? Wait, when Isaiah? Isaiah is set to return. I mean, Deshaun is set to return week 5. But answer this for me: will Shedeur get traded this season? You said what? Let me see if I can find that. No way he healed from that Achilles. Hold up, real quick. We're gonna get this video, but if you tell me Deshaun Watson is supposed to be, who you heard that from? That would make this insane. That would make all this whole little situation insane, dog. It would flip it all it up. Oh, that's just early projection. All right. Never mind then. All right. Okay, so yeah, I do believe that. I do believe trading him would make the most sense. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna get into this video. We're doing a little reaction here. We got to respond to. His name is Money Main. You already know. Now, he does a lot more lives. He is the originator of Prime Equity. We've been going back and forth in the comments. No hate or anything. Well, maybe I should just record this because I'm not even recording this yet. Google it. I'll Google it. Jerry Jones. Even Google AI said week 5. All right, we just finished talking to y'all about trusting AI. Come on, guys. But I feel you. Let's get into this. Mr. Money Main, you already know. He responded to me in my video, and now obviously I made a prime equity video. We've spoken about it. Hey, it was mostly a false thing AI channels ran with. Now, I think him and his audience are of the ilk that like I'm fully blaming him. I'm not blaming him, right? He's going off and saying that, hey, in my original video, and I didn't watch the original video, I said it was a lie and a concept. And I don't think what he's not understanding is that's not what my video was about. It doesn't matter that it was a lie in the concept. What matters is the end result. And the end result was that the lie was spread about prime equity and the whole situation. Now, do I agree that could it be possible that they have a prime equity thing? Yeah. But it's also true that your video was quoted in the Google AI, in some of these, what's it called? What do you call them? Articles, in these TikTok videos. It's not your fault. There's no beef with you. But it's been, a propagated lie from these AI channels. So let's hear what he has to say, and we'll respond and go from there. Okay, we can't be playing music.
Don't need no dude. He see it.
All right, let's hear it. Okay, all right. Please, copyright.
Pamela, what going on?
Pamela, what going on? Hey, I just want to say, real talk. This is fresh. This is the boy with the chain, with the and the hat is okay. I need to step it up. I'm not looking this fresh. Is this what y'all missing out?
I don't need no dude. I added him in the title, bro. Hopefully you see it.
I see it. I'm here. And I want to make sure there's no beef or anything. I'm sure I watched a little bit of this. I think he was being,
Add him in the title. Hopefully he see
miscommunication. Let's hear about it. You got the same mic too? We mic jacking? What's happening?
What up, Slim Mo?
All right, let's get to it.
But I don't like folk when they say I'm lying.
Okay, what is he saying?
I'm glad you didn't dude, because I was going to say something, but I just let it go. I'm about to address it.
I was going to say
and for everybody else, too.
I was going to say something.
Shut my door.
Go ahead and say what you got to say, man. Say what you got to say, man.
Let me get a little zoom in. Hold on.
Hey, can we get dog? My dude. Yeah. Talk to me. What I do?
Good.
Talk to me.
Look, bro.
I'm looking.
I ain't confrontational.
I feel it.
I don't be looking for nobody.
I am confrontational.
To start nothing, and I don't start nothing.
And I haven't started anything.
But I don't like folk when they say I'm lying now.
Okay.
And I ain't lying.
Okay.
Like me and Savage were talking after he sent me the video. I'm like, bro, you ain't even watch my video then.
Nope.
If you saying I'm lying when I created it and you ain't even watched my video, you pulled it up. You literally pulled it up and still didn't watch it.
I pulled it up and didn't watch it for a reason because I was using you as an example. But let's get to it.
Bro, you pulled it up. It didn't listen to the song. You didn't even watch the video, bro.
I can't listen to the video because of the YouTube copyrights, which this is your song, so you do what you do. But I can't just listen to it. No. And I was using it as an example.
Come on.
But go ahead. Let's hear it.
And then some people were making AI. This is an AI rap song about prime equity.
So, and I know y'all, a lot of y'all coming here, and then who's this channel? Who is this? Whoever this is, lying about prime equity. Okay. About prime equity. So, and I know y'all, a lot of y'all coming here, and then who's this channel? Who is this? Whoever this is, lying about prime equity.
Come on, bro. I'll be watching some of his videos. I don't hate on nobody, bro. I just don't. Sometimes I don't agree with some of the takes some people say.
He don't really say anything after this. But
look, what I'm saying is,
talk to me. What are you saying?
All you had to do was just watch the video, man, and he would have seen that I clearly say,
okay,
that this is not a real clause yet.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to do two things. First off, I want to legitimately apologize if y'all know him, because we can even pull it up. I just literally, as I was putting the video together, I was like, let me just get a bunch of AI accounts that have prime equity thing. I literally looked at his channel and I looked at his stuff and I was like, oh my God, why is that yelling? And I remember, and this is the problem. This is the real problem, because he uses AI in his thumbnails. So if you see, sometimes it looks like some AI stuff. Like this is an AI thumbnail. This is an AI thumbnail, right? And I think some of these I don't want to say that he took thumbnails, but I don't think it was him. But he's using AI in his thumbnail. So when I was going quickly and putting it together, I was like, hey, this is another one of those AI accounts. I thought this was the AI account. So let me just say that. My apologies because that. But first off, I wasn't saying that you were a liar. I wanted to more so say this was a representation of a bunch of those AI accounts that were lying. You feel me? So my apologies. I got to do better on that regard, right? However, what you confirmed is that, yeah, you did originate the lie. And this is no bad or malice. I'm not saying that you're some terrible person, but you originated the lie. You didn't lie. But again, when I look at the Googles, when I look at the AI accounts, they're going based off of your clause that you made up. So if it's a theory or clause that you made up and people are running with it, it doesn't matter what the intentions are. It's about the results, right? It's about the fact that here we are and people are running around with the prime equity thing and it's a real clause and it's this and that, all that stuff. So to be honest with you, again, I was just using it because I saw the AI thumbnails. I thought you were an AI channel. When I saw that you were a real person, I was surprised. I got to be honest with you. But no, again, there is no harm, no whatever. And I want to point out in the video, and that's the reason why we didn't watch the video. It's not about what you got going on. And there's no disrespect for you because what you got going on is pretty good. I mean, 50,000 subscribers, more than me, by the way. The streams be going crazy, all that good stuff, right? What this is, hey, I was just using you as a side reference to all the other stuff. That's it. Most of the video was me talking about, hey, how do players get paid? I was explaining the NFLPA, CBA, and things of that nature. So in my rebuttal, and y'all go at him and whatever, and make sure he sees this video, hey, my apologies. You ain't no liar. That's not what I say. Now, did you originate the lie? Yes, you did. Because here you are taking
a real clause yet.
See?
I've been, even after it went viral. Don't get me wrong now. I'm happy it went viral. But I wanted the right narrative, the right way to go viral, not the lies. Because I clearly told y'all to start reporting these AI pages. I came on here and told y'all, hey, send me every AI page you can find. They're doing prime equity so I can report them. And as you can see, if you go back some of them AI channels now, they still struggling to get subscribers.
Now, hey,
they still struggling.
Hey, me and him agree on this. You seen them AI channel? Hey, them AI channels struggling, boy. Hey, the channel, the season start and they don't know how no football to talk about. They don't know what to do, boy. They don't know what to do, boy. Now I do want to respond to some people in my chat because I'm sure some of y'all, watch his videos. Some people are being mean to me. Some people are being honest or being XYZ. I gotta say, hey man, this is great. This right here, the AI stuff, you and me, we see eye to eye, brother. I gotta be honest with you. I gotta be honest with you. So what does the chat have to say? What does the chat have to say about me and what I got to say? So I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna go back to this video. Again, I don't think he doesn't really address it for a long time, if I remember correctly. I saw like this first part and then he just kind of keeps cooking and ricking and he goes back to his original video. But all right, let me go get right, bro. When I first did the video, he said it was a made up video. I watched when he created real time. He said it was a concept. He doesn't have control over what people do with it from there. Miss Texas Cannon, absolutely. You don't have any power, just like I don't have any power. You know, in the world we live in a clip, microwave, out of context world. And I think my point is that check this out. In the same way that he feels a way about being called a liar when, like I said, I apologize. It's not that you're a liar. I was using you as a representation. I should have double checked it out. I should have watched that video. That's on me. But what I will say is for you also to, like, you know, frame this as if the video was about you. It wasn't about you. It was actually about the AI accounts. That's where the real issue, that was where most of my focus was. That was actually, like, if you go look at the video, that's why, you know, he didn't react to that much of the video, because it's only like a 15-second thing where I call him a liar, which I was wrong. I probably should have grabbed the other AI account that I had down there and called him a liar, because then, you know, you ain't hurting nobody if you call AI a liar. You feel me? But so that's what I would say in rebuttal. Hey, as much as I messed up, that was cool. I can know to that. I was talking about other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here talking about AI. We fighting the same fight. Let's not make it like, you know what I'm saying? So that is what that is. The song, hey, and the song is fire too. I got it. Hey, I didn't tell you that. The song is fresh. I'm not mad at it. Cassina, appreciate y'all. Everybody says, you know, solid. I appreciate it. Look, this is just who I am. Look, I'm not going, what's it called? I'm not going, you know, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. I think a poet said that one day. You feel me? So I want to make sure that I stay on that same regard. And at the same time, right, nothing positive comes about just being combative. You know what I mean? There's more power in coming together in somebody like this who clearly has his own talents, right? Whether that's through music, whether that's creating a concept like Prime Equity, XYZ, and doing all that, right? Now, I do want to, because, you know, a lot of people are like, hey, well, we got into the comments, and I want to address the comments too. The comments aren't just, oh, I'm commenting and I'm, you know, I don't want you to see them. No, I want to address the comments, because he came to my video. He said, hey, I'm not lying, XYZ, elemental P. And when he showed me that it was the original video, and he explains that, hey, this is a concept that I made up, I presented it as whatever, at the end of the day, he is the originator of the lie. He didn't lie, right? He created something fictitious and fictional and whatever, and people ran with it, right? That's like if you're the creator of Star Wars, you write Star Wars, you have it right there, and then people start making like crazy Star Wars fan fiction, and they got like, hey, Star Wars is the originator. You didn't do nothing wrong, Star Wars. I'm not saying you do that. This is cool. Hey, this is a good concept and good idea. But what happened next is a direct result of your actions and direct results of what you did. Now, could somebody else come along and said this thing and someone else ran with it? Yeah, sure. But we also have to be fair and say, Prime Equity is a good name now. We got to give the boy credit. Like, I mean, clearly it had a ring to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people don't want to ring you unless you got a ring to it. You feel me? So shout out to my man, Money Main. You already know. He makes good content. If y'all follow his stuff, make sure y'all know it's nothing but love over here. It was a miscommunication, but the video was mainly about the liars, right? And those things. I accidentally called him a liar. He is not a liar. He is the originator of the Prime Equity situation. Now let's close it with this, because I saw a lot of people commenting on my video about the whole Prime Equity situation. And again, this is not like a disparaging remark. A lot of y'all are new to football. Like, and I said that in the video, like, there's nothing wrong with that, especially NFL. Y'all been watching Colorado. Y'all been watching, you know, y'all are passionate about following the Sanders family. And that's important, right? And you know, y'all know me, I'm a Sanders guy before anything, you know what I mean? So with that being said, a lot of people keep, like, okay, so Prime Equity, right, is this idea that, hey, you know, Shedeur is going to get a certain percentage of, you know, or extra of his jerseys, XYZ, elemental P. And he says, hey, it's a concept that can actually happen. Here's the problem. That is just how contracts work, like in the NFLPA. So in the like you don't get contracts. That's not written in your contract with your team. You can't have a prime equity clause about your name, image, and likeness because that goes through the NFLPA, which again is kind of my point of you only watched the video of me calling you a liar, which my fault. You didn't continue to watch the video where I broke down how the CBA works and how the core focus is that for the prime equity, yes, a way to get a contract within the NFLPA to have adjusted money for your merchandising marketing sales. Yeah, you can do that, but it's through the NFLPA. It's not something that you do, what's it called, through your team. Now, things that we have seen through teams is, payment ways or prorating of money and changing of the different ways people's bonuses are impacted, right? Now, here's what could happen, right? Now, I don't know if a team's going to agree to this, but in the current constructs of a contract, right? You've seen Odell with his Bitcoin contract and stuff like that. What he could do is say, hey, if I generate X amount of money or X amount of, social media, blah, 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 I would get this bonus threshold, right? It would be an incentive in his contract, right? But that's how it would work in this regard. So prime equity is real, but parts of it are already there. Like Shedeur, who is officially the number 5 most selling NFL jersey sale. Go look it up on NFLPA, or you can just watch my last video where we went over it, right? He's going to get a percentage. I forgot the exact percentage. We just talked about it, but it's going to be a cut. But it goes through the NFLPA in their licensing, right? So anything marketing and that type stuff, specifically through the NFL, like their NFL likeness, and it's getting real specific and legalese, but their NFL likeness. So them in their NFL team's jersey using their name, they have the rights to that, and then they spread the revenue for you. Now, his name, image, and likeness, right? Which again, his name, image, and likeness is already going to be used because he has these brand deals, right? That this isn't a new thing. NIL is more of a buzzword for college players because they weren't allowed to make money and technically still aren't allowed to make money until I think this next year, right? We're getting into the weeds of technicalities and things of that nature. But when people say name, image, and likeness, him getting his Nike brand deal, him getting his other brand deal, those are him using his name, image, and likeness. It's not like an extra thing that he needs to do to put into contracts. He already signing them contracts. Like it is what it is. So that is an overly technicalized, explained idea of it. Still, again, prime equity, yes. Can it be true? Yeah, but it would probably have to do with a multitude of different things. It would have to be like with incentives plus NFLPA stuff plus a little bit of that, and then you can get into this idea of clearly and fully maximizing the brand that you have outside of that. And I want to bring last thing, because people keep pointing out like, hey, this is a result of players coming into the league and knowing about money and NIL and prime equity thing. And I would counteract that, and I would say, no, Micah Parsons is that, right? I would say the second round picks, this whole second round pick class that got fully guaranteed contracts, Quinshon Judkins with his fully guaranteed second round contract, I would say that is the result of NIL, right? That's what that is. Shedeur Sanders already being signed to Nike and already having a deal in place. Travis Hunter getting signed to Adidas before he got into the league and already having deals in place. Those are the reflections of the NIL where they were able to run up their money. So when they get to the league, they're not signing little boy contracts. They're signing LeBron contracts. And if you know anything about the LeBron Nike lifetime contract, they came in early and they gave him obscene money. Travis Hunter, go look at his Adidas deal. They came in early and he got obscene money, and he got his brother signed to Adidas as a high schooler. That's the power of NIL. These kids are wielding it. These young men are wielding it. And I guarantee you, Shedeur Sanders is going to do huge things alongside Travis Hunter. They're going to take over the league one way or another, man. They're going to do it. Yeah, man, that's that, man. Anybody got a problem? Bro, come on. You're still framing it as a lie. He envisioned a hypothetical and a hopeful concept within contracts of Shedeur and their future college players with major brands and social media platforms. Yeah, it's again, like I explained, it's a lie because that's just not how that works. So yeah, it's a lie. What happened next is out of his control. Yep. But it is what it is. It doesn't matter. That's what being an adult is, right? Sometimes you do things and the intentions are farther than you understand. But that's what taking accountability, understanding the magnitude of your situation and what you do and what you put out. That is what that is. So he should reflect on that and know, okay, well, these AI channels they gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? Tex Coco says it was a lie. The team, the NFL, NFLPA, and Nike all get a percentage. Most of the NFL's PA portion goes to retired players' pension. Thank you, Donnie. You know what's going on. This is when you try to be right with your words. You're wrong, Tings. He didn't lie, period. I didn't say he lied, so I don't know what you're talking about. Lexus Driver said, would someone confirm deny the rumor that Shedeur will be traded to Miami in exchange for Tua? Wow, that would be a terrible trade for everybody involved. I don't think the Browns want Tua. Probably not. They have Quinn Ewers. I'm sure Shedeur isn't going to Miami. Yeah, probably not. Simply 70, Shedeur already has his own brand deals. Yes, that's true. Shedeur not getting traded. Texaco says it was a lie. How is it a lie? It's a concept. It's not real. That's how. It's a falsehood. There's multiple ways to say it. Look, you can tell a lie by not telling the truth, right? You can omitting is lying, right? So it's and first off, I am not even saying that he's lying. Let's get that out. I'm saying he originated the lie, and that's where the lie started. You know what I'm feeling? It wasn't a lie. He said that he had an idea such concept. Did I say that? Wait. Did I say that he lied? Well, again, in the video I did, but I already apologized for that. Did I said that he was lying? No. He's telling a falsehood. Is the story that Shedeur has 5th highest jersey sales of the NFL players true? Yes, Bad Mama. We did a video on that. That's from the NFLPA. It's cited. He, in fact, has top 5 selling jerseys as it was for September 5th. He has the number 1 selling rookie jersey. The next most selling rookie is Travis Hunter at number 11. It wasn't a lie. He said he had an idea / concept. I want y'all to look up and I want you to look up the definition of a fable. Look up the definition of it. It's a made up story, right? If you just make something up, it's not real. It's fugazi. It's not of this world. And like I explained, the thing that he's describing, it is multiple things. He's talking about brand deals mixed with incentives and contracts. And that's fine. It's a cool concept, but if I make a concept car of a hydrogen car that uses the moons that uses the gravity of the moon to propel a car XYZ, but the science is wrong, well then I'm just making shit up. Like we're just having a good time, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But with that being said, if somebody then comes and says, Tings confirms a live XYZ crazy moon car. Well, hey, I probably shouldn't have made a concept of a moon car. Yeah, man. And again, he is not a liar. I don't think he's a liar. I think that the origination is a lie. I think falsehoods and fables get spun into lies. But I think this dude's talented, and I think, what I'm saying, he'll have more to come. Now. Is it time to talk about the Colorado problem or what? The Colorado QB problem or what? Yeah, people did take false information and run with it. But hey, that is the world we live in. You feel me? That's the one we live in. All right. Okay. Are y'all ready to talk about some Colorado? Yes or no? I don't want to hear nothing about no lying eye. Hey, we done with that. Matter of fact, make sure y'all go to his channel, said Ting sent you, leave him a like and said, hey man, nice job making prime equity, man. Just say that. Just say, I like that. I like getting prime with the equity. Just let him know that, man. And again, like I said, he does a lot more live. So if you enjoy live streams, he does a lot live streams. He's consistent with his live streams, which is something I'm not. which might be. That's on. Hey, that's on me. That's on me. But all right. Oh, it looks like y'all ready for Staubby? Are we ready for the big Staub? Okay. Appreciate you, Benson Jackson. Appreciate you. All right, let's talk about it. Deion Sanders is in a world of trouble because he does not know who his quarterback is, or at least y'all don't know who the quarterback one is. So recently, and I'm recording this the same day it happened, in the morning, I got a tweet on my phone, and it said, Mr. Staubby, the big bad 1-6 is officially the starting quarterback for the Colorado Buffaloes against Big 12 opponent Houston Cougs, right? Here's the problem. That's a lie. So Pete Thamel tweeted out, sources, Colorado is expected to start Ryan Staub at quarterback for the game at Houston on Friday night. He entered the Delaware game, did his thing, 7-10, 157, two of them things. He threw that up to Sincere Brown and said, go deep, big dog. And they said, and he went crazy. I know what that is. Obviously, the wrist, I don't think he's put his wrist down since throwing them touchdowns. I think he's just been walking. He's been going to class, and he's just been having the wrist up. He said, it's my time. He's been writing, it's my time. And I'm not mad at him. But again, apparently, it's all lies. So let's hear it.
There was a report by Pete Thamel that Ryan Staub is the expected starter against Houston. Are you able to confirm that?
I'm not confirming nothing to y'all. Y'all know that. We ain't like that. We good. We have capable guys. Staub has been doing a phenomenal job doing and getting the majority of the reps, but I haven't made that assessment and decision yet.
So I wanna point out a few things. The first thing I want to point out is, Dion or Coach Prime was very adamant at pointing out, hey man, but Ryan Staub getting them number 1 reps though. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I just want y'all to know he getting most of them number 1 reps. I just want y'all to know that. Like he slid that in there, but he said, I ain't confirming nothing to nobody. Y'all don't know nothing about nothing. And it's so interesting because I think some people, like, they view like Coach Prime as hostile towards the media, but that's not what this is. This is, you can't give the media an inch and they'll take a mile. Case in point, Cleveland media. That's why Tony Grossi has been up there harassing Baker Mayfield. Mary KKK Cabot has been, terrorizing interviews and post-game press conferences, because if you give them an inch, they start asking nasty, crazy questions and thinking they're entitled to knowing certain information in X, Y, Z. So really, and especially at the collegiate level, I'm okay with a head coach being an ass to the media, because you know who was an ass to the media? Nick Saban. Oh, but Coach Prime doesn't have that. Wait, what do you mean? Coach Prime is a multiple Super Bowl champion winner. He's best friends with Coach Prime. Not best friends, but close associates with Coach Prime's. He's done things that certain other HBCU coaches. I don't think any other. Yeah, I mean to recheck it, but small to no FCS to HBCU coaches have done at Power 5 programs. I think that we talk about entitlement a lot. When we talk about nepotism and things like that, I am of the idea that you have to do things to become entitled to things. I think the title that Coach Prime and the titles that he has won and hang and that gold jacket and those things, I think that allows him to be entitled to hold things in certain regards. So when people get upset about, oh well, Coach Prime is he's just so mean to the media. Yes, because the media's job is to write salacious things about 18 to 22-year-olds. So y'all better get to writing mean things about Coach Prime, because y'all ain't finna do that to these, in college, kids, right? Because they're kids, right? They're young men, young adults trying to take that next step. So I ain't got no problem with it. Now, I heard from a bird that Shedeur Sanders is co-signing the big bad Ryan Staub. Now, we saw him tweet out that picture when Ryan Staub did what he did when he did it, but this is Coach Prime confirming that it went a little deeper than that. Let's hear it.
But he's working his butt off.
Ron Scholes from Ralphie Report. Ryan Staub said that Shedeur has helped him a lot get ready for this,
Yeah.
and then Shedeur showed some love to him on Twitter after the game. Kind of how cool is that to have Shedeur there helping him out?
He's talked to him as well. He's called him. He's called him, and they conversated as well. First of all, you got to understand, Staub is a lovable dude, man. Like everybody who's played here previously have reached out to him and congratulated him, or some way or another tweeted him or done something to let them know how proud they are, because he's always been the stand-up guy. No matter who's starting, he's always been there in support. He's not going to be one of those guys who, somebody else is starting, he's sitting on the bench mad, sulking. He's not built like that. He's going to be there in support and make sure you're prepared, make sure the scout team is prepared. He's going to give you everything he has whenever he gets the opportunity to practice, or even if I think he was giving signals last week. Going from giving signals and getting in the game, come on, man, that don't happen. That don't happen. This is a real-life story that's happening right before your eyes. So hats off to him, because he's the ultimate teammate. He's the ultimate teammate. He's the ultimate character guy, and those are the type of guys that we're looking for. But oftentimes those guys don't come with the 3 and 4 and 5 stars that you guys get excited about. I'm looking more at, can they play here? Do they fit who we are? Not do they come with a 4 and 5 and a star or whatever have it. And Staub is one of those guys, man, and I'm proud of him.
I'm a little sad that this channel, even though we still talk about college football, and first off, I want to say, live stream people, I want to say thank you to, if you're watching this video when it goes up and it's recorded, because the fact that I've been able to, even in the first few weeks, talk about college football and NFL, I just cannot thank y'all enough. It's absolutely phenomenal, right? But it makes me sad, and you're going to see why. It's not a bad reason that I don't talk mostly about college football in Colorado, because when I first started this channel and I was talking about it, this was the thing that I love. And I love proving people's narratives wrong. And obviously with the Shedeur stuff, there's so many narratives. I love proving that wrong. I love showing videos of Shedeur just being a good young man, and people being like, what? He's a good teammate. He's this, he's that. Right. And one of my favorite things that Deion Sanders has consistently done since coming to Colorado is disproven this idea that, Coach Prime's teams are just these undisciplined, these crazy, flashy. It's no substance. He's not building a real culture. Well, this is him playing a quarterback that has been here since before Deion Sanders was here. This is him praising a guy who isn't a 3-star, 4-star. And now that we've got the history, y'all remember when Cormani McClain, I know it's probably a name you haven't heard in a long time, when Cormani McClain wasn't getting starting time in the first year of Colorado, right? Where's Cormani at? Where's he at? And hey, he's not doing what he needs to do. He's not doing what he needs to do in the classroom. He's not hitting these things. He's not hitting these benchmarks. Something that he struggled with in Florida too, which is crazy. Billy Napier openly said that. So, if I can make a long story short, all of this goes to the idea that Deion Sanders is the old school coach that a lot of the haters, a lot of the Deion Sanders runs a circus show, that he's the coach that they actually want. He's the old school coach. He's the coach that doesn't care about Julian Lewis being a 5-star, doesn't care that Caden Salter is a senior, and he's last year or I'm saying he's on his 6th year. He's got bided time. If he doesn't get to start, he'll probably transfer out immediately because he can't do. He don't care about that. He genuinely does not care about that. He cares about who is willing to play and who makes the best for the offense. He's shown that time and time again. He's shown that he's an old school quarterback. He's bringing in NFL coaches, ex-NFL players that are coaches, right? And I want to say one thing, because if there's one thing about Deion Sanders is that he's consistent. He speaks about it, and he spoke about this in the post game. He was talking about, hey, he has a very close attachment to people like Ryan Staub, to the people who put in that extra work, to people who might not get all those opportunities, right?
if you remember, again, this goes back to the pre-draft time. Deion Sanders, I think he was at Big 12 Media Day or he was at the East-West Shrine Bowl. I forgot what it was, but he had an interview where he was talking about Billy Musgrave. I don't know if you know Billy, but he is the quarterback coach, what's it called, for the Cleveland Browns. So just hold on now. Just everybody hold on now. But he talks about Billy being his, the backup whenever he was in San Francisco, I believe. Y'all can quote me if wrong. And he talked about going up to the coach in the Super Bowl after they were blowing out whoever it was. I think that was the '94 Super Bowl. I gotta my head, my math isn't as good, but he talks about jawing at the coach and being like, "Yo, just give Billy an opportunity. Please just give Billy." Billy shows up to practice. Billy is there for a scout team. Billy is there every single day. So I want y'all to note that Deion Sanders isn't just seeing a hardworking young man that's outlasted a 1-11 and a 4-8 season, sat behind Shedeur Sanders, done all the different things, was not named the starter at the beginning of the season. So he's not just seeing that. He's seeing Billy Musgrave. He's seeing a young man who, in any other circumstance, probably is not going to get this opportunity. He got a 5-star in front of him. You got a proven player in Staub Salter in front of him. There was no reason that Ryan Staub should have got playing time other than they were up 56-0. And I do want to stress that if Julian Lewis didn't look as freshman-y as he looked, because he didn't look bad. He just looked like a freshman. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. The kid's 17. I don't think we were having this conversation. You feel me? If Staub Salter didn't have an intriguing first game, I don't think we're having this conversation. If Ryan Staub
this game and all the fun in it
isn't, guess what? Taking notes when the Hall of Fame who else is deep? Man, y'all gonna make me act up. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. I can't write a story better than this. Are you telling me that he's in the background taking notes? What kind of teacher's pet? This is awesome. I mean that in the most positive way. What? In the most positive way. That I like. A quarterback needs to be a teacher's pet. I like that. I like that, Staubby. That gets the people going. That gets the locker room going, man. My quarterback be in them books, writing notes when the Hall of Famers is speaking, because he want to be great. Signaling off Sincere Brown to hit that big. Who you think you is, 1-6? Oh, you think you 2? Oh, okay. We're gonna see, man. We're going to see. Shout out to Ryan Staub, man. He is the man of the hour, the man of the place, the man of the space. Now, I do want to talk about something, right? And I'll let this play kind of just up here.
Man, wouldn't be here without this.
And I'll just mute this, and I'll just let this play. Wait. What is this? Oh, that was a long intro. I'm going to just let this play. And what we're going to talk about is this Houston matchup, right? We're going to get to some stats, some facts, some different things like that. And we're going to, because I don't want to do like predictions like I used to, where we're just going to do a prediction video. I like to have like a storyline with it. So we talked about Staubby. Now let's talk about what the Colorado Buffaloes will be faced against this Friday. And it's this Houston team, and a Houston offense that, if I'm, I haven't got to watch, I really wanted to watch them, but from what I've understood, this is a power run, almost Rice style offense that's gonna hit you from a lot of different angles. Now, stat wise, right, from the offensive side, points a game number 32, yards a game. And again, it's only week 2, so I mean, you gotta take these with a grain of salt. What's it called? Points of play 27, yards of play number 39, number 14 in third down conversions. Now y'all know me. The big things I like to look at is third down conversion in red zone scoring. So they are number 14 in red zone. Number 14 in third down conversions from the offensive side of the ball. They are number 1 in red zone scoring. And I do want to point out, that Colorado is also tied for number 1 in red zone scoring. Again, it's week 2. But not the point. The defense, though. This looks scary. This is gonna be the best defense that Colorado faces. I'm almost certain. Well, so far, right? Because Georgia Tech has a good defense, but they're not known for defense, right? This is a number 13 ranked in opponents points a game, number 14 in opponents yards a game, number 11 in points per play, number 5 in yards per play. Now, third down conversions, they rank number 30, so they're giving up in third downs, number 74 in red zone scoring as well. So interesting to think about. Going from the rushing statistic, now I think this is where the bread gets buttered, and this is where things get really interesting, because it's one thing to have a top defense, but what does your defense actually do well, right? From the rushing side, they are just want to point this out. From a rushing side, they rank number 39 in yards or rush, which is really good. Opponent rushes a game, it's fine. Opponent rush yards a game, they're giving up 177 rush yards a game. That is for number 100. And I don't know if you remember, the last few games, the running game is starting to look like a real deal running game. So if you run pretty good against this, especially because apparently Houston defense is number 133 in opponent's completion percentage, which, I mean, it is what it is. But they're in 5 for yards a passes a game, number 2 in yards a game. 51? They've held opponents to 51 yards a game. Oh my God. And then they're number 2 in sacks. So they're gonna come, they gonna come after it. Now, from the offensive side of the ball, where I really do think that I think the brightest parts for Colorado, like the brightest brights and the highest highs, are on the offense. But I think the most consistent unit is the defense. So looking at Houston's offense, they are ranked number 27 when it comes to rush yards a game, or yards a rush, and then number 27 in rush yards a game. So a decent run. But again, they averaged 204 rushing yards so far. Kind of nasty. Now, passing, it seems like they're kind of mid to decent, right? 39 in completion percentage, 34 in yards a pass, 113 in passes a game. No interceptions, so that's good. And they give up a few sacks from the passing side. Now, after week 2, because we haven't looked at this since last week, where does Colorado rank? First off, they are number 1. I just want to point out a few things, because we're going to go over this every week, because we're going to cover a lot of Colorado games. They are number 1 in red zone and fourth down conversion, so that's pretty good. Look at, and I'm going to tell y'all the most consistent unit is going to be the defense. Red zone scoring, look at this stat. They finished, remember, at the end of the year, the Colorado defense finished top 10 in red zone scoring on the defensive side. Here they are, already number 23, very respectable number, again, out of the 136 FBS teams that gets ranked. So this was the hallmark of what this, and getting after the quarterback, were the hallmarks of the last Colorado defense. I would like to see that come up big again. But we'll see, because, again, when you talk about rushing statistics, this is one of the worst rushing offenses just off statistics. And, again, you went against Georgia Tech in the first game, so it's tough to see. But 5.2 yards a rush, man, that is something. They're number 110 in the nation when it comes to defending the rush when it comes to yards per game. And then opponents rush yards a game, they're giving up 202 yards a game. So they're giving up 202 yards a game, and this rushing offense is averaging 204 yards a game. So it's interesting. Now, the rushing offense for Colorado, number 63 and number 65 are respectively for yards a rush and rush yards a game. And then passing statistics, a little bit middle of the pack. You don't like to see those quarterback sacks, but again, you're cycling through a lot of quarterbacks. So as it stands right there, I need to probably watch some more Houston football. Not knowing anything about Houston football, I'm going to go on the limb and say this gets real nasty and gritty, right? I think the element of surprise of not knowing who the quarterback is for Houston, even if it's Caden Salter or if it's 1-6, if it's Ryan Staub, having to prepare for both of them, I think is going to give the slight edge that Colorado actually needs, right? And I think this is going to be one of the only weeks that not having a solidified quarterback can work this early in the season, right? You haven't really seen a lot of Caden Salter anyway, and you haven't seen a lot of Ryan Staub. So if he comes in the game, well, what do you expect, right? And your running game is seemingly starting to get there. So I think if you lean on the running game, right, and then see what happens with the quarterback situation from there, give me Colorado 23. Houston 21. Give it to it. Last minute, they missed something, they hit something, and they good to go. That's what I wanted. Y'all let me know who's going to win down below in the comments. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't. Subscribe if you like football content, man. Continue to be great. We'll see you next time. Peace. All right. Now, I would like to do a Harold Fannon video. And an AP video. Man, how much time we got tonight? How long should I go tonight, man? It's 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock, man. They calling for Stefanski to go. Random Art says sell the Browns and move it to another city. Change the name. That's the best course of action. Is that some sort of inside joke or something? Do they know? You should probably look up the history of the Browns because that's what it is. Staub Luther King. Hey man, he had a dream. Shedeur is going to make the entire Cleveland community look like ignorant hillbillies. Well, wait, who's being arsist? Who's being arsist? I'm confused. Like the video, they thought by flooding bad info on Shedeur would give the opinion of him ops. It was wrong. We got him. Yeah, I said this. I made the this not assumption, but I kind of made this proclamation when he started falling in the draft that like, yo, the more things y'all start saying and the more like negative things y'all try to attach to Shedeur, even though he's not a negative person, like it's only gonna make people be more excited to support him. You know what I mean? So, this is we'll do this video last. I really want to talk about Harold Fannon, man. I really want to talk about Harold Fannon. I think Harold Fanning and Shedeur can be a phenomenal duo. Now I got a poll for y'all. Now I think this is gonna be dumb. What kind of live streams do y'all like? What kind of streams do y'all like? New poll dropping. What kind of streams do y'all like? Now the question is this type of stream where, you know, I'm just yapping. This type right now. I'm gonna call it yap. Or sorry, I got my mom. You know what I'm saying? Dog, can I night? I can't. Wow, I'm surprised at how bad I just did that. Oh my goodness. And then okay, game watch parties. Which one? New poll. Who this? Yap monster, you feel me? Nah, Brady did not turn on Shedeur. We watched that video. He did not turn on Shedeur. Dang, my mic messed up. My mic is hold on. My mic is tripping right now. It is like weeble wobbles and they don't fall down. What the wait, hold up. For the love of God, what is going on in the chat? Did y'all just say Arthur Blank? No, please, God, no. My mic, I need a new everything. Golly, this thing. I just got this mic stand too. That's the annoying part. Sorry. Yeah, first off, they like Michael Penix too much. And second off, y'all gotta stop wanting Shedeur to go to these bad franchises. Like, please. The audio stream's current memory is 0 is lower than recommended. Oh, because I didn't have anything going. Okay. Now Shedeur to Dallas. Now we're having a conversation. Kirko Chains. Y'all know what Kirko Chains do. Y'all know what Kirko Chains. Y'all know how he get down. You know what I'm saying? I like Shedeur on the Pacers though. Oh, what? Maybe you meant Packers. I don't want to make fun of you because maybe you meant the Packers. I don't know. Jordan Love's gonna throw enough interceptions to. He won't play if he goes to a good one. That's for sure. What's it called? Well, nah, he can still go to a good franchise. He doesn't have to go to. Again, I'm talking about a good historic franchise that has historically treated quarterbacks well. It doesn't have to be a team that's doing great right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Packers. Like the Packers. Like the Packers would be a good. That's a team that historically treats quarterbacks good. Like that would be fine. I mean, obviously, y'all see how they treat Jordan Love. You know, you trade up for a Utah State guy, you give him all this year, and then pay him, and then expect him to be the guy. You know what I mean? It's not about will he play. It should be about him being set up for success so he can play a longer career. If you're asking me, right? I think Shedeur has the ability to play for like a 20-year career in which like maybe 2 or 3 of those years he's just learning, and then when they unleash him out on year 4, it's like, oh shit, like we messed up. Like we let him get more knowledgeable, and he just becomes a dog. Like that's me. I'm a fan of the hyperbolic time chamber. But that's just me. You feel me? Saints can be another one. Saints. I thought that was a match made in heaven. I thought him going to the Saints or even the Steelers when that was a thought process. I think those were two. Okay, these are historic franchises that also treat quarterbacks decently, have had a decent track record. Okay, and they've got a support system. That's where I was thinking. You know what I'm saying? But the Browns and Falcons. I only say that because I live in Atlanta, or I don't live in Atlanta, but I live in Georgia, so the Falcons are, the team, and a lot of my fans are Falcons. A lot of my friends are Falcons fans, and I pull for the Falcons. It's good. The city always feels everything feels better when the Falcons are winning, right? You know what I'm saying? Everybody feels nice. Everybody's in a better mood. They don't do a lot of winning, so I don't think that he wants to be a part of that. Lexi says I agree with that, but the big fuss has been about him playing. Sure, yeah, no, I definitely understand what you're saying though. I definitely get the big fuss is about him playing, but the get back is okay, fine. Don't play him. Just let him keep selling jerseys. Let him keep being a better football player. Let him keep learning new trades. And then when y'all can't deny it and y'all realize that, oh, y'all really messed up. Like y'all really allowed him to take the next step. Oh. And then here's what gets messed up. If people start not talking about Shedeur, which I don't think that's gonna happen. But when people start or they don't talk about it and they start pushing to other things, then then the light's not as bright for him. Then he gets pressure off of him for the first time. This man has had every single eye on him, every single eye since he left high school. Every time he's been playing football, all the eyes, and then especially at those 2 years of Colorado, everybody wanting him to succeed or fail, right? If I promise you, if he gets some time to just, let's just step away. Now, again, they won't do that because they want to talk about him wearing his hat backwards. So, that's probably not going to happen. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But let me okay, so y'all like the yapping streams based off this poll so far? Okay.
Y'all like a good yap stream. I like talking to y'all. I need to what I need to do is fix my stream, all of this to like look like a real stream, because obviously I don't have my chat, I don't have my, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do some work to make things look real, be legit. I want Shedeur to play today. Sorry, it don't work that way. He will play. Oh, okay. I see what you said. People want Shedeur to play today. Sorry, it don't work that way. He will play when God say. Hey, bars. Okay. Bars. The hat backwards had Rizzo about to explode. Hey, that's gonna be a fun video. That's gonna be a fun video to edit. I love me some Rizzo, man. Rizzo does a good job. I really do think Rizzo does a great job. But what was I saying? Dang it, I was saying something. Oh yeah. So Selmore funny. I always think you do a great job. Selmore is. Like you represent, and a lot of my audience, I think a lot of y'all, we represent the Shedeur fan base that ain't gonna let y'all lie about him, super passionate about him, but you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna be unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? I think it's fair to say that, it's not. To Selmore's point, it's not that Shedeur is so bad that he can't start. No, he's a 5th round pick. The value is like a lot of this comes to asset management. You're going to hear me say that a lot. Asset management. They would be dumb. Like, the fact that they had to trade Kenny Pickett away, if they had to put Dylan Gabriel at QB3, like that's bad asset management. You have more money tied into Dylan Gabriel. Just from a money perspective, it doesn't make sense to push Shedeur to be a starter. Just from that perspective. Forget playing and this and that. Just that way. Like and then when you get into backup quarterbacks and rookie and stuff, like it does start becoming that. It starts becoming, hey, how does Shedeur look on this balance sheet? Now, luckily for Shedeur, because he's a 5th round pick, he has a very small cap hit, which is probably going to be advantageous for him going forward. And I think that's going to allow him to be, again, easier for teams if they did want to trade. No, just pick him up. Let's give it a try. Let's see what we can get out of him. But in the same regard, it doesn't put any pressure on front offices we have to see what we have, because it's like, I mean, who cares? It was just a 5th round pick. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a weird catch-22 where when a team looks at you like that, we've talked about this a lot. We've talked about how, the Browns clearly, Dylan Gabriel's their guy. That's why they reached in the 3rd round to go get him. Nothing wrong with Dylan Gabriel. Again, the old adage for quarterbacks in the draft is, if you trust and that's your guy, just go get him. It doesn't matter if it's a reach. It doesn't matter. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, right? It doesn't matter that it's a reach. Maybe Jordan Love. We'll see if that pans out, but that's like the most recent one. Trey Lance. Yeah, obviously that didn't pan out. But if you like your guy, just go get him, right? It'll all, what's it called, make sense at the end. So with that being said, we have to understand that this is not simply just Shedeur in a 1-to-1 competition. It was never that. It was Shedeur, this extra side piece that, let's just see what he can do, versus Dylan Gabriel, who the system was made for him. Well, maybe not made for him, but clearly the traits that he does best are made for the system, right? And it just makes it to the point that it's not, he doesn't have to learn it. They're just tailoring things to him, right? When Cam Ward gets into the Titans front office, they're tailoring the offense around him and what he does, right? It's a different level of attention. You feel me? Yeah, there you go. I like that. Yeah, they. I don't think that they would trade. Here's what I'll say. I don't think it's smart for the Browns to trade him. Now, does that mean teams don't want an extra quarterback? I don't know. And especially, and I think it's funny that y'all brought up Carolina as one of the teams to trade for, because when I was speaking about like, hey, identity and how that happens, Carolina is one of the younger teams, right? So for the identity piece, if you bring him in to be kind of like almost like a Jameis Winston, right? He's on the sideline, positive vibe. Because everybody says how positive in the locker room he is, right? So I don't see how that could change. I think that could be interesting because they're such a young franchise that, maybe Shedeur does become like this thing. Now, Christian McCaffrey and Cam Newton should have been your pillars, right? But if it comes up that it's Shedeur, that would be a crazy, crazy world.
Lexus Driver says, of course that's what he is going to say at some more FUD. I don't think he's good. He's coping. Now, I want to say this before I start this video because I'm going to record this and I'm going to get off the stream. Another thing that we need to do is, can we allow Shedeur to be his own man? Like, I see this so okay, I see this so often in my comments and stuff like that, and it's like sometimes y'all can't baby Shedeur Sanders. Y'all can't say things like, "Oh my God, he's actually not good because he said God is good." No, God is good, and it's good all the time. You feel me? But more importantly, you can't tell Shedeur if he's saying, "Hey, I'm good. God got me. I like the environment I'm in. Let him live his life." That's like, you can't just come in and assume that he's having a bad time because you don't like it, because you want to watch Shedeur play football. I want to watch Shedeur play football. It's fun to watch Shedeur play football. It's entertaining. But we have to let him be his man and be his own man. And as his own man, he said that, hey, I'm good. God got me. I got nothing but time. That's what he said. Hey, I got time to cook. Like I was alluding to, he's never had time to be a backup. Like everybody wants to, especially the haters, they want to make it this thing that, oh my, Shedeur's a Nepo baby. He never had to fight for a position. But because a lot of those people are unathletic freaks that just yell into mics. It's me. I'm an unathletic freak that yells into the mic. Because a lot of those people are unathletic freaks that just yell into mics, they probably don't understand the pressure that comes with being a starter all those years. The difference of and shift of perspective going from the guy that leads the team to, oh, now I gotta kind of be a glue guy, right? Now I gotta learn how to be in the background. I gotta learn how to be a QB3, QB2. That's something that he's never done. And he seems to be embracing it and saying, all right, boom, new journey, new adversity. Let's do it. It's a long life now. And if you not taking these hits in your first year of your career, it's a long career. It can be a long NFL career. And one way to get back at the NFL for saying that he's this and making him fall and yada, 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 and trying to humble him is when he's year 12 in, he got him a few of them accolades. He got a record or two. You know what I'm saying? And now he's a starting quarterback for a team that really believes in him. And now he's got a year or two under his belt where he has extra, what's it called? Intelligence, extra experience, and things that just can't be untaught. It's a beautiful thing. He said he's good because he's better than Grandpa Joe. Hey, it could be that too. Could be that too, man. That will happen to him wherever he goes. He is rich and really good looking. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. And the Browns are definitely a trash organization. I hate when Browns fans get mad at that. Guys, the Browns haven't been known to be trash. I don't know why they're acting like, oh my God, we're trash. Lexus Driver, I think what he means is let the man be his own man. Let him, if he says God's great and God's got a plan, let God be great and let God have his plan for him. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Let him live his life now. Let him tackle his own fights. What we can do as Shedeur fans is, hey, what I do, hey, let's correct the lies. Y'all ain't gonna lie about me. I ain't gonna talk about backwards hats. If y'all want to talk about that, I'm a yell on my mic. You feel me? If we talking about somebody being entitled and this and that, okay, well then let me pull up the videos of him giving back. Oh, he's spoiled and all that. Okay, well then let me pull up the videos of the proof that he took no money from the Colorado NIL initiative and actually gave money from his own NIL deals. He's a bad teammate. Okay, well then let me just pull up a video from this Sunday of him dapping up the rookie kicker who couldn't do the one job that he had, kick a ball through the guy. I was about to say through the hoop, through the uprights. But it is what it is, Y'all know what it is. Yeah, I don't get it. That was the one weird thing. People acting like, you know what I'm saying? My problem is everybody is claiming that he's going to be a superstar guaranteed when he hasn't played down in the NFL. I want to sit back and see when he plays. I'm a Bear fan. Don't always work. Okay, well, that was a little confusing. But Bobby Down Fishtails, I want to respond to that because that's when I see like normal people criticize Shedeur, it's this idea, right? Hey, problem is everybody's claiming he's going to be a superstar, yada, yada, yada. And here's my issue with people saying that is that why can we not assume someone who threw for 4,000 yards, who was projected to be a first-round pick, and who's clearly entertaining, not bad looking, as somebody pointed out in my comments. I didn't say that. Somebody in my comments said that. Like, and I talked about this in another video where I'm like, y'all can't. It's okay to just not like Shedeur. That's fine. But if your reasoning for not liking Shedeur is that he's popular, that doesn't make sense. Like that's the same reason I didn't like Justin Bieber when I was in middle school, because all the girls liked him. That there's other than hating, there's no merit in that. Just say, hey, I don't like Justin Bieber. Hey, I don't like Shedeur Sanders. But to say that, oh, my problem is that people think he's a superstar, he has superstar tendencies. Anytime he speaks, people want to hear it. Anytime he plays, records are broken. It's okay to look at facts of stuff. Like we've gotten into the world where like we've gotten to this like equal world so much where everything wants to be equal. I grew up, shit was not equal. If you were a better player, you got better opportunity. You got more leeway. I'm sorry, Dylan Gabriel. I get it. You're QB2. Merry Christmas. You're not top 5 in jersey sales. You don't play an entertaining brand of football that everybody wants to see. Is that bad? No. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's also nothing wrong with admitting that people can be happy and passionate about someone who's entertaining and watch them be entertaining at what they do. Case in point, Conor McGregor. I think that's the best example. We could just use Deion Sanders, but Conor McGregor, I think it's good to go, different sport. Talk all that shit. Go crazy. Crazy Menace. You know what? He's entertaining, though. John Jones, known for all the crazy things he's done. Entertainment is a part of that craziness. So as much as, yes, there should be, when football comes to play, it should be about the football. Yes. But the notoriety, it means something. The popularity, it don't just mean something. You don't just become popular just because he has a last name. Because if that was the case, we would be wearing Bucky SMU jerseys. Ew, y'all got the Deion Sanders Jr. SMU jersey? Oh, okay. That's what I thought. Y'all, you got the Shalomi Sanders basketball jersey? You got it? Oh, okay. Oh, but what about Shiloh? Shiloh's entertaining. Why do you think he was the talk of the town in the Bucks? There could be two reasons. Yes, it's because of the last name, and because the last name is why people started watching Well-Off Media. The last name is the reason people started supporting Shedeur. The last name is the reason people started supporting Shiloh. And then what happened? They gained even more supporters on their own, carving their own world out, doing their own thing. Deion was not a quarterback. And I don't mean that in a negative way. What I mean is that there's never been a prime time at like headspace in the quarterback position. Imagine how scared the league. You gonna give a prime time Deion Sanders, but he's a quarterback. He's articulate. He's calling people out. He's making jokes. He's holding entertaining. He's here. He's there, and he's the leader of the team. Oh, that's too. he gonna be too popular. That's the thing that limited Deion Sanders was the position he played, right? That's why he had to play both sides. You know what I'm saying? He was a defensive back. Defensive backs don't, and he openly said that defensive backs don't make no money. He knew that, so he made defensive backs make money. Y'all gotta understand, like my watching of Deion is deeper than just I like classic football players or whatever. Nah, man, I like the fact that he changed the league. That's what it's about, and I know they don't want that to happen again. I know that. What's it called? What the? What y'all got going on in the chat? Y'all be tripping in the chat. Maybe I need to wrap this up. Have I been live for too long, man? I think I need to wrap this up. Y'all wilding in the chat right now. I just wilding in the chat right now. I want to do this Fannon Jr. video. But gotta be honest with you, dog. I'm kind of sleepy. Kind of tired. Gotta be honest with you. And y'all just made me yap for an extra 15 minutes about nothing in Shedeur Sanders. But that's why I like the chat so much, man. DJ Astro said he just got here though. All right. We're gonna do one video just for DJ Astro because he said he just showed up, man. He just got here. So just because of that, let's do it, man. And DJ Astro, if you want to see any of the other topics I did, make sure you can scroll back, do whatever. We did. This is gonna be the last topic because I'm fading here. Lightning McQueen's fading. Channels are putting Shedeur in their thumbnails. Yeah. No. So I'm not watching. He says I'm not watching until Shedeur starts. I've seen a lot of people say that. I've seen a lot of people say they're not gonna watch until Shedeur starts. Cree says I guess I gotta keep yapping, man. I'm gonna do another video. All right, I'm gonna do this Harold Fannon video because I actually wanna yap about Harold Fannon. I like him a lot. I'll do it. Y'all bullied me into it. No AI. This is. No. Again, it's trade rumors. It's trade rumors. I was late joining as well. Who do you think should start quarterback? Who do I think should start for quarterback? Oh, Ryan Staub. 1-6 all day. I'm sorry. And this comes from, I want y'all to know, y'all got me yapping again. I want y'all to know, again, y'all can go back. I don't know how, if y'all just here for Shedeur or, when y'all came. But if y'all were here in the offseason, we did a lot of Colorado folks. So I know that Colorado team in depth. We were watching the spring stuff. We were covering it. We were talking about the different portal acquisitions. I was banging the drum. I was the loudest person when everybody was saying, Julian Lewis. He's a 5-star USC. I was like, no. Let Julian Lewis. He's 17. He's playing quarterback. Unless he's a fiend, unless he's just a dog. Hey, let him do his thing if he's just that good. But let's not force it. Caden Salter has the experience. And more importantly, what I said was, hey, he patches a hole that the Colorado offense they couldn't figure out, and that was the run game, right? How do you patch the run game? You add an extra runner, and that messes up the numbers for defenses, okay? So in my head, just from a logistical standpoint, there really shouldn't have been any other questions other than if the identity is going to be running the football, it should have been Caden Salter. And Caden Salter ended up being the starter. After seeing Ryan Staub, not just again, and it's the same thing that people want to talk. It's so crazy though, the parallels of the Cleveland Browns situation and the Shedeur, in the Colorado Buffalo situation, because Ryan Staub looks like Dylan Gabriel, and what I mean by that is he looks like the quarterback that's meant to be in the system, right? Caden Salter is clearly the more talented player, right? But Pat Shurmur does not know how to call an offense for Caden Salter. He can't do it, and he don't want to do it. That's not his identity as an offensive coordinator. His identity was what Shedeur was doing. So you bring in a quarterback that's been sitting behind Shedeur for 2 years, who's a pro-style quarterback, who has probably the most camaraderie out of everybody in Colorado, right? He's been there longer than anybody on that Colorado team, including Deion Sanders, right? Yeah, man, you galvanize the people. They're behind you. The offense makes sense when you're running. And then more importantly, from a logistics standpoint, the run game is so efficient. Like, I'm not so efficient. Let me hold up. It was just Delaware. But it looks a lot better. And more importantly, this is the more important thing, is that they're not going away from the run, right? You don't need to generate as much running from the quarterback if you're going to be consistently getting some of the yards and getting some things done. You know what I mean? Oh, Doggy Bone with a 20. Yeah, first off, appreciate that. Yo, I just moved, so every donation, like, it means so much right now. Yo, I'm telling you, my bed ain't even here, but I spent way too much money on it. I'm hurting. So thank you so much. But Doggy Bone says, hey, bro, I may have missed it, but I thought about draft process in Shedeur recently that turned back negativity. I look back, Jackson Dart had his hat turned and diamonds on, and they were doing the same to CJ Stroud. Don't get me started on CJ. Y'all really want me to yap, don't y'all? Y'all don't do this, because I'm going to be here yapping. That not only is that great that you donated, thank you so much, but then you had a great thing to say. Now I gotta yap. So let's go step by step. I want to talk about a few things because we actually didn't talk about. The moving has just finished. It was one of the worst. It was one of the worst experiences I've had in a long time. But we here, we alive, we at the new place. My Wi-Fi is phenomenal, so I cannot complain. But I'm gonna get back to you. So to answer this, first things first, I didn't talk about the draft stuff, but you make a really good point, and it's a point that we made when we were talking about the draft this offseason, right? Jackson Dart gets praised, right? And I like Jackson Dart. I think Jackson Dart's cool. Right? And he's proving me wrong. He's looking good. And he might be starting soon, too, because Russell Wilson is peeing down his leg. Jackson Dart gets praised for being a guy that is a little swaggy, right? That's his thing. Oh, the whole Anakin Skywalker thing. He showed up at that same combine where people were making fun of or judging Shedeur, with his backwards hat and to the side with his chain. Yo, Jackson Dart be wearing, like, big boogers in I want to diamond test Jackson Dart's chain, not because I think it's fake, because I want to see what level it might break the diamond test. That boy be having boulders around his neck, boy. That boy Jackson. Hold up. Let me just. I don't even want to. You got me really yapping now. Jackson Dart combine. That boy be having boulders around his neck. Here he is throwing. Okay, so he had the hoodie on, so you couldn't see. Look at these boulders, dog. This is the chain that he threw in the combine in. Nobody had anything to say. Now, I don't want to say why the reason is. I don't want to say why the reason is. I don't want to say why somebody was getting, judged for having his hat on backwards. But then if I go Shedeur Sanders combine, right? I go Shedeur Sanders combine. Now, that boy got his chain on too. I ain't gonna lie. He got that, on too. But is this big of a deal? I mean, believe it or not, Shedeur wasn't throwing the ball. So I think it's okay for him to have his chain on. He got his hat on. Is it because it was backwards and crooked? Is that what it was? That's what it was. It was crooked. Hey, my fault. It was crooked. But no. I gotta show y'all. Jackson Dart. His chains be bigger when he plays, dog. Look at this. Look at these diamonds. I want to see, but no. I want on the sideline though. You could like see it through. Here it is. Look at it. This is a bigger chain. He bought a bigger chain. Look at this. Anyway, not the point, but yes, Jackson can get away with wearing a big ass diamond chain while throwing the football. He can have his hat on backwards. He can model himself after Anakin Skywalker. Nobody gives a shit. Okay? Shedeur Sanders, whose brand is literally the watch. If he does this, how dare you? Oh my God. Oh my God. And then CJ Stroud. Now, the reason why I'm about to yap for a while on this one. The reason I'm about to yap, obviously, y'all know. Hold up. Y'all know what it is. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all, let me flip around so I'll show you boys what's going on. They tried to tell us CJ Stroud couldn't read. They said CJ Stroud couldn't read. They took this weird I-7 test. By the way, the test is no longer existent. It was an experimental test. They tried it. CJ Stroud got the worst of it, and then he had a great rookie year. They had to throw the test out. I told y'all at the beginning of the draft process, I said, look, don't believe, or rather, everything you hear when the college football season ends until the draft is over is a lie. I told y'all that. I kept telling y'all that when the fake stuff came out with Shedeur, not the fake, but the rumors came out with Shedeur, this and that. I told y'all that. Oh, whoa. Just to help the fund, another $10. Appreciate that. I always like your videos. A lot of us watch your CU, Shedeur, and all the previous CU players' content. Keep up the good work. Hey, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all appreciating that. But yeah, man, CJ Stroud, he deserves better, man. He definitely deserved better. But here's what I'll say. I'm happy that I told y'all and I prepared y'all for that. I didn't think it was going to get as bad as it did for Shedeur. But I am so happy that I documented it the whole way. Because, I mean, you can literally go back and watch those videos, April, March, and you can see the change from a first round pick, and then, late round pick, and then here. And it's just like, really? All of that? No footballs played, but he falls that much? We have people with real cases not fall that much. Like, I just don't get it. Okay. All right. Thank you, Marie. Make sure I'm saying it right. Marie, thank you so much. W community, huge W community. Thank you again, Doggy Bone. Appreciate y'all sending me the munions. Means a lot, again, because of the whole moving situation. So, dang, it's 284, y'all. Y'all ain't got to go to sleep or work or nothing. What y'all doing up? Listen to me yet. All right. Final video of the night. We are going to be talking about Shedeur Sanders' teammate. And I think that if Shedeur gets the opportunity to stay with the Browns, this is going to be a nasty weapon, right? Now, obviously, Shedeur Sanders is currently QB3, right? Obviously, there's trade rumors going around with Mr. 12. But in a perfect world or a crazy world where, a 40-year-old gets injured in the NFL, because that probably is not going to happen, right? Or, Dylan Gabriel just can't cut the bill and isn't that guy. There is a quicker path for Shedeur becoming and playing for this Cleveland Browns offense, I think a little more quicker than a lot of people realize, right? So with that being said, the biggest thing that Shedeur Sanders can benefit on if and when he gets some playing time with the Cleveland Browns is somebody with the name Harold Fannon Jr. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you are a big knower, a big ball knower of, wow, pause. A big knowledge consumer knower of Harold Fannon. I'm reporting this at like 12 o'clock. I'm fading right now. So with all that being said, Harold Fannon, if you don't know, just came off having one of the most historic seasons in college football history as a tight end. He led all of FBS in receiving yards. Yes, as a tight end in Bowling Green, Ohio. that weird brown and orange team in Ohio, and now he got drafted to that awful brown and orange professional team in Ohio. And I gotta tell you, after this first week, everybody is now believing in the Harold Fannon hype. So before it goes off any further, I want to come get my comeuppance, right? I want to get my told you so's, because I made a video earlier in the offseason. I said Shedeur Sanders and Harold Fannon. Again, this is before. This is when we thought that the quarterback competition was fair, right? I said Shedeur Sanders and Harold Fannon are going to take over the NFL. It looks like Harold Fannon's going to do it first and then become such an elite threat that when Shedeur does get his opportunity, it's just going to be easy. It's going to be all day. It's going to look like this. It's going to look like routes on air. That's what it's going to look like. Smooth, easy, clean, right? Now, probably not the drop. Now, the drop, I probably should have double-checked this clip. That's a little embarrassing. But no, it cannot be denied what the former Bowling Green player has done already. Bowling Green alum Harold Fannon Jr. set an NFL record in his debut today. Fannon had 7 receptions, tied for the most of all time, Warren in an end. Oh, wow. By any rookie tight end in week 1. So Warren and Harold Fannon both set the record at 7 receptions. That's pretty good. Pretty funny too. And then from a historical aspect, remember in 2024, Harold Fannon broke the FBS tight end record for receiving yards at 1555. Boy, again, he led all receivers, wide receivers, to everybody in receiving yards. That includes the Triple Crown winner, Nick Nash out of San Jose State. Reception. Sorry, he broke the receiving yards record, the receptions record, the receiving yards per game record, the receptions per game, all in a season record, led the nation's tight end in receiving yards, receptions, receiving yards per game, and receptions per game. Jesus. That boy, nice. That boy, real nice. Now, that's all fine and dandy, right? But that don't mean nothing in the league, man. Who cares? Right? What you doing when it really counts? So let's talk about it. Harold Fannon, the box score says 7 receptions, 63 receiving yards, 1 rush for 3 yards in his first start. Already getting busy. Already being a guy. We saw the early connection that Joe Flacco liked in the preseason. Now it seems like all the fantasy gurus and the stat nerds are figuring out Harold Fannon's a guy. Harold Fannon's a dog. And when we get to the end of this, really the middle of it, I'm gonna make a player comp with Harold Fannon, right? And it's an NBA player. Stay with me. It's gonna be a lot of yapping, but my man B Souls, if y'all know him, he gave me this idea to do this. But going here, right? 55 snaps for Harold Fannon Jr. in his NFL debut. We're gonna look at a few of these. How about it? Why don't we? Actually, let's go like this. But he did a bit of everything. 3 lead blocks at fullback, 29 inline snaps, 16 out of the slot, 6 out wide, even took 1 wildcat carry. So what I want to point out, right, is, and I think they do a good job. They're going to summarize this out. It's not that Harold Fannon is just getting targets. No. Harold Fanning is a trusted part of this offense in week 1. As a 20-year-old, as a rookie, he is lining up at fullback. He's lining up in slot. He's lining up, getting met. So not only do they like the matchups that Harold Fanning can create, right, but they like him in a lot of different places. They think that he can take on the role of just a Swiss Army knife within the offense to fix things, including a wildcat quarterback. So we're gonna watch some of these snaps. But what does Cleveland Browns podcast dogs say? Again, they do a great job. How do they feel about the situation?
But I will say, for being 20 years old, and playing the tight end position in the NFL as a 20-year-old, Harold Fannon Jr. looks legit. This dude led college football last season. And they had this on this. This is why these national broadcasts crack me up. they had his stats from college last season and said, number one among all tight ends. I'm like, number one among everybody. He led the entire nation, receivers, tight ends, everybody, in receptions and receiving yards. The dude is awesome. And, it was kind of one of those things. Okay, he played at Bowling Green, yada, yada. Is it going to translate to the NFL? He plays tight end, all this stuff. Yeah. Game 1 of his rookie season, and he goes out there. I mean, he had a couple plays where he dropped some passes, and I think those things are going to get cleaned up because this dude does not drop many passes. That was one thing coming out of college his coaches raved about. They called him, what was it, like glue hands or something? I forget, but he just doesn't drop a lot of passes. I mean, the 7 for 60, they just kept going for him. It was like, where's Fannon? Where's Fannon? Got to get the ball to him. So that was encouraging to me. Like, we do still need that number one, like, receiver. But as far as having a legitimate weapon in the receiving game, Harold Fannon, I feel confident, is going to be that for us.
And I want to piggyback off what he said because, the reason why I made the initial Harold Fannon video is because of the problem that the Cleveland Browns are having in the wide receiver room, right? And I spoke about this a lot, and I was like, look, the thing that Harold Fannon brings, and even the running backs brings, is interesting. Like Dylan Sampson, which I'll junk it, is that they aid in the passing game, and that's something that's super. When you have, no offense to Gage, everybody loves Gage, but when you have undrafted free agents, when you have what's it called? Our man, I can't believe I forgot our man's name. What's our man's name? Luke Floria out of Kent State. When you have them making big splash name and either fighting for spots or making the spot, right? That is a clear indication of where the receiving core should be. And so the big conversation was, okay, well, if you're not going to go out and get an elite wide receiver, which seemingly they didn't do, besides Jerry Jeudy, obviously, just having him on the roster. And then obviously you have Isaiah Bond. Okay, cool. But if you're not going to do that, then where else can you get those receiving yards? And I was the one saying, hey, Harold Fannon and David Njoku is going to be a 2 tight end system. You better get David Njoku, and you better get Harold Fannon the ball as much. You're going to start using David Njoku as a decoy. Maybe you start using Harold Fannon as a decoy, but they're going to play off of each other and hopefully give some alleviation to Jerry Jeudy, right? Instead of saying, where is the next wide receiver? No, you don't say, where's the next wide receiver? You say, oh, I got 2 of them, and I can line them up at tight end, at at H-back, out wide. I can play with their body types. Pause. Wow. Okay. Matchup wise, I can experiment. Wow, that sounds crazy. They create mismatches. Okay, they create mismatches. They're bigger. If you're going against a linebacker, hey, they might be faster than a linebacker. If you're going against a safety, hey, you might be more physical than a safety. That's what Gronkowski always did in those Patriots days, right? That was the threat. It wasn't that he was just sure-handed and could catch and he was a dominant player. It was, okay, well, when I take this tight end and move him out wide, what are you going to do to your defense? Are you going to compromise your defense and put a linebacker out there, and now I just moved the linebacker out the box? Are you going to keep a corner out there and pray to God that he doesn't get dunked on? Are you gonna bracket Gronkowski and take 2 play? Like, you need to, and kudos to Kevin Stefanski. Again, as much as we might not agree with everything he does, he clearly, is initiating the offensive coordinators in Tommy Rees to be inventive with their play calling, right? Because if you're already coming out and utilizing Harold Fannon in all these different ways and putting him here, there, Wildcat, the creativity is there. What I would love to, and obviously you need a first week like this to then translate into it. All right, now we use him as a decoy. Now we force the defense to respond to Harold Fannon going out wide. Now we take him from the tight end position and then motion him out to the most widest receiver. Let's see what y'all do. Let's see if David Njoku and Harold Fannon are right here at H-back. Let's see how y'all attack that. Like that is when you start getting into the chess game of football, right? Forget the plays. Play calling is just one aspect of breaking through defenses, right? How am I going to use these chess pieces before we even snap the ball to, I don't know, maybe help a young quarterback, help an old quarterback, create more rushing lanes, use a bigger body to get advantageous angles, right? This is where the creativity and the fun of offense happens, and having two tight ends that are unique like this really aids into it. Let's talk about the uniqueness of Harold Fannon. We're gonna watch a little bit of let's watch a little bit of film, and we're gonna get into this little comp, right? The comp I made for Harold Fannon, and if y'all been watching long enough, y'all know this, is I think he's Luka Doncic. Yeah, man. He's the Luka Doncic of the NFL. And we're gonna explain some things. So first off, let's find where 44 is. 44 is right here. Here he is lined up on line. Now, as you see, double tight end set. And again, how is a defense going to respond to this? Here you have it looks like a 7? 9's out here, right? So 7 technique. I might miss up a few things in the technical aspect of football, but he's head up the tight end, so I believe that is a 7, right? So he's in, or head up the tight end, I believe is a 6 actually, right? I could be wrong. Anyway, he's head up the tight end, so you're basically have this 4 down alignment, right? We're going head up the tight end. You've got, I believe this Trey Hendrickson's out here on the edge, and he's going to attack Doward Jones, right? Now, what do you do here, okay? What it looks like is that you've got a linebacker peeking here, and you've got this corner ideally taking the deepest man. It looks like man here, all right? It looks like some sort of, it really looks like cover 2 that's about to roll down to cover 1. You can't see this other safety, but he's cheated over here. It looks like it's about to roll to cover 1 and or cover 3. The reason why I don't think it's cover 3 is because I think that these two are basically going to be deep droppers. So I think this is either going to be a cover 4 or he's going to be the robber. This is just me assuming. This is just me based off this basic alignment. Again, but this is what happens when you have two capable catchers of the football lined up as tight ends, and because you've got this running back here, and if I'm correct, this is Dylan Sampson. So really, you've got 3 threats right here on this left side, but nobody's out wide. How are you as a defense going to respond to that, especially being on this hash, right? Okay, so boom, let's watch Harold Fannon work, right? Harold Fannon is going to immediately break out. So we're deep now. It's zone. And let me make sure whether they're playing. So he's dropping here. He's got outside leverage. He's dropping here. This might be so this is a zone. This might be cover 6 because it seems like they're playing 2 different coverages. Because this is a man where he's having outside leverage, right? So he knows he's got his safety help. That's why he has his outside leverage, because he's funneling him to the inside. This safety is dropping too, but he is a little more up on the line. I don't know what exactly this is. And then he's running like this is man. Yeah, this he was in man. Yep. Okay. So you see this linebacker, you see how he looked left? He's in man. Or not man, but he at least has like his job is the outbreaker at least, because I don't think it's man because he's looking at the quarterback. But you can see him peek over. You can see him look. He says, okay, I need to look there. So he wants to make sure it's not run. Okay, it's not run. Immediately gets his head out. Oh, no. And again, how do you create space? How do you create an opportunity for a guy? This goes beyond play calling. Forget the play calling, the pre-snap alignment. Again, how are you going to cover both of these tight ends if they have outbreakers? Look at your leverage. So the fact that what happens here is you force this corner, he's definitely playing zone, right? He's sinking. They have to switch. He's taking the deepest man, right? He's sinking. Yeah, I think they're playing 2 different coverages on these sides. Anyway, so he's sinking, and then you see him, he even has to break off here. That's how you know it's zone, right? And it puts them in conflict. And that is the biggest thing that you're seeing here. So let's get to the next play here. So, and now you see, again, some more inventiveness here, right? Now you have David Njoku by himself. Again, answer the question, who are you going to put in cover with David Njoku? Apparently a corner. Now, I think Harold Fannon is here. He's at the top of the trips here. I think this is going to be a quick screen that he's going to block for, right? And a thing that he was knocked for in college was, hey, he's not a real blocker. He's just a receiving tight end. Now, he seems to handle this. Now, he does get a little help there, but the physicality is really what you want to see out there on the edge. So, boom, there you go, another one. And again, shout out to Tommy Reese shout out to Tommy Rees because, again, forget the play call. Look at what this forces you to do. Hey, I got a corner on I got a quarterback on a tight end. What is this going to do? Nothing. It's going to do not nothing, right? So either you got to force him back or what are you going to do? You have to make a tough decision. And now you've got a corner on a tight end at the top of a blocking or at the top of a blocking rep. Like it just you're putting these you want to continue to stress the defense in different ways. So, and here we go. So, again, you got Harold Fannon and you got David Njoku on the same side with a deep wide receiver. Now, I can't tell if this is a nickelback or if this is a linebacker, but it looks like, if I were to just guess, this looks like cover 2 man. This is everybody's head up leverage, right? He's got inside shade, which means he believes he doesn't have safety help, right? That means he's going to use the sideline as his friend. They're going to take both of these deep halves. Everybody else is manned up. So let's watch work. Yeah, it's man. Okay, so wrong. Okay, so they're playing man here, but he's actually playing zone. I don't know if you can tell, but they're playing man down here, but they're playing zone up top. These match coverages have made things so confusing because he lines up like he's playing man. He immediately gives him the inside and starts playing. But then down here, you can see they're playing man. Like they're already here. A quick release there. There is Harold Fannon again, being physical outside on the edge. Now, motions, right? Motions is the name of the game in the modern NFL. So, is he lined up in the backfield? No, he's right here. Okay. So motion. What does a motion do, especially when you already have this double tight end look? So, like previously, they've shown this double tight end look. What I do want to point out is if we can go pre-motion, I really want to see if we can go pre-motion here. And see, so they started knocking over, right? You can see they're widening out. And what I want to see is how do they respond to this? This is a cover 1 look, right? So again, inside leverage, he definitely has no safety help. What's it called? I mean, and I said that wrong the last time. I said he didn't have safety help. He was going to push from the outside, but that's not, if he has a deep half, he has cover safety help. But he has no safety help. This is a single high safety, right? He's locked in. That's man, right? And if you have this man concept, you would assume it's going to be man out here too, but no, they're playing zone over here. So he's playing. What kind of cover 1 is this? Is this cover 1 drop? What? They are playing some crazy. This is clearly man up here. This is man, and he's getting bullied up here. But then what you see out here is, you motion out, and you're gonna get this defense to widen and drop, and what that does is create space, right? And here's 2 things. I want to wrap this up. What you got to see here is you got to see that Tommy Rees in the offense is very excited on using him, and they want to use him in a lot of different ways. Honestly, they're using him in some ways that I've suggested, right? Whether it's the double lineups, putting people in contention, right, and putting people in tough situations, right? That's how you get the most out of Harold Fanning, especially these 2 tight end sets. It's not really about, how do we get him in the end zone? How do we get no. How do we get him open? How do we get him open on pre-snap? How do we get it to the point where, okay, well, if this is going to be zone, the defense, just them rotating is going to create space, right? And that goes back to the idea of the type of offense Kevin Stefanski wants to run. Again, all of those routes were sitting. He was here. It was quick game. All that is the offense that they're trying to build for the Browns. So obviously, we don't have to get into the whole Shedeur situation thing of where he can do best, but Shedeur does shine best whenever he's able to be that guy and start stretching the field as well. Even though people like to say, oh, he only threw screens and stuff like that. Go check the stats and see who's better on deep balls compared to Cam Moore, Jackson Dart, Shedeur Sanders. Yeah, just go check it out, right? So with all that being said, this is an offense that's predicated off of let's get space right now. Let's get the ball into space, and then let's let the athletes do what they do best, right? Now, it's tough to do that when you have the wide receiver core you have, right? Because you don't really have the firepower to actually do that. You don't have the firepower to just get the ball in people's hands with a bunch of bubble screens and hope that you can make it happen. What now you do have the firepower on the tight end level, right? You have the firepower of, okay, I'm gonna force defenses to have a hard time because most defenses know when they have to cover at one tight end, like a 12 personnel, right? Is that 12 or 11, right? Yeah, 11 personnel where one tight end, one running back, 3 wide receivers. Hey, that's easy peasy all day. But especially in this modern day of nickel backs and everybody coming out with, automatically with a 5th defensive back, forcing a defense to say, hey, are you going to get more physical, or are you going to pray that your cornerback can handle this, or pray that your nickel back can handle this? You're really like in as much as people say, hey, old football is not gone. That's some old football stuff. That's some, hey, beat me with your matchup. I guarantee you, I'm begging you. And I don't think there's a matchup that can stop Harold Fannon, especially when David Njoku and Harold Fannon are on the field at the same time. To end this off, like I said, my man B-Soul, shout out to B-Soul. Hey, he is a content king. This man has been doing it in 2K. He been doing it in podcasts. If y'all don't know B-Souls, that boy really do it. We go way back. But not important. He asked the question. He says, hey, he didn't know the Tua hate was like this. And I kind of he was asking for an NBA comp. I said, Tua Tagovailoa is Ben Simmons, right? High expectations with a glaring flaw that was being overlooked due to their other elite traits, right? He was great with processing all that stuff. He did have that hip injury, and then obviously people talked about him not being able to push the ball down the field, and then injuries greatly slowed development and warped people's opinions on him, and I believe that too. I say that to say the NFL comparison or NBA comparison for Harold Fannon is Luka Doncic, right? If you watch Harold Fanning play, it's not the most athletic thing you've ever seen. I gotta be honest with you. It's weird. It's like, why can't people cover him? He doesn't look like he's running fast, but he gets open. It doesn't look like he's physical, but they can't guard him. It doesn't. It looks like it's almost as if these corners and safeties just can't get the timing right on him. Like, he just moves in such a weird way, unique way, that they can't time him. Luka Doncic. So Luka Doncic is known for going at his own pace, at messing up the speed at which offenses run. And what that does is it messes up defenders. He lulls defenders to sleep with the way he methodically works the court, works the ball. And a lot of people speak about rhythms in basketball. Hey, it's a certain rhythm. Kyrie has a crazy rhythm. He's the crazy ball handler. And they say Luka's is like this weird downbeat that just changes all the time. Like, it's just like a what? Like, it's not necessarily that Luka is great, which he is great. It's also that they just can't predict what he's about to do. Harold Fannon is Luka Doncic. Don't ask me no questions. Just stamp it and get your 44 jersey, all right? And thank me. Thank old Tings when you have it. Man, y'all be great. Y'all be amazing. We'll see you next time. Peace. All right. Both streams are great. Should stream Buffs to cheer and Browns to cap. I do love the Island song on Money Man, but he doesn't talk much in his streams, mostly just music. Oh, I didn't know he did mostly music. I'll tell you what, Money Man is talented. He makes some good music, though. BTGT said late night stream. Big pause. Yeah, that was a big pause. Taller than a safety. Judkins and Sampson may be like Detroit Thunder and Lightning, but if you're going to get away with average quarterback play, might as well play a quarterback. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I do agree with the dual running backs. It's a very scary sight. They have a lot of good things. Maybe bring on the film like a coach. Angles. That's cover 2 things. Oh, thank you. 2 more games, and Miles Bubba Wallace Garrett will be asking for a trade. As a Browns fans, I want Shedeur traded. I don't want to experience the Browns being the Browns. Lol, let Dylan have this team /city. It's one of the best in the world. As a Browns fan, I want Shedeur traded. I don't want to experience the Browns being the Browns. Lol, let Dylan. I'm confused, Marcus. Are you hating on Shedeur again? I don't know why you're doing that, son. I don't know why I want to do that. But everybody likes Dylan Gabriel around here, though. We don't go for any of that midget talk and stuff like that. I don't really like that stuff. Even though I have definitely made a joke or three. Okay, so we wrapping this up. I've been yapping for way too long. I should probably go to sleep. Y'all should probably go to sleep. Thank you so much for rocking with me. This was just a random stream on Tuesday. I got 200 people in here. All 200 of y'all. You know what I gotta say about y'all? 200 people listen to me yap on a Tuesday night. Y'all are amazing, man. Y'all are great. And I do want to ask this one thing. So I asked this in a video. And since the 200 people here, I'm assuming y'all are like the real deal. Y'all are the real deal FB Tings fans, right? Now, some of y'all are here just for Shedeur, and I don't blame you, right? Hey, Shedeur's an entertaining guy. Some of y'all are just here for Colorado. What's up, G-Man Music? Some of y'all might be here for me and my silliness. So this poll is, if I made a second channel, would you watch? That's it. And I'm not gonna go into any details. That's it. I want this poll to end the stream. People are starting to leave now, because whenever I start winding down, people leave regardless, and I understand that. But I want to thank y'all so much. Again, this is a Tuesday. Ain't nothing going on, but y'all are in here supporting me, bigging me up. You know what I'm saying? Arguing in my chat. I love it. I love to see it. Make sure y'all at Money Man. Make sure he sees this. Make sure he knows that it ain't nothing but love. I would love to even have a conversation. Maybe if that's how it sells. If y'all still don't think that, I'm seeing it the way I need to see it, let's have a conversation. I already apologize for any lies or saying or framing that he lied. That was wrong. That was wrong. But obviously we went into the more details there. We talked about the trade stuff. We talked about the backwards hat situation. We talked about Harold Fannon. We talked about CJ Stroud. That was beautiful. Appreciate the donations. The Yap guy. Hey man. Y'all know me. Y'all know what I do. The king of the yaps. And now as I end this, I do want to know, with 200 people here at 12 o'clock, you phenomenal people who are here listening to me yap, would you listen to me yap in another place? Just answer that question. That's all I care about. Y'all are absolutely phenomenal, though. I do want to make sure y'all know that. Y'all are the best in the business. Wait, if I end this, will a poll end? Because I gotta get up out of here, dog. I gotta go. We've been here for a while. Yeah, that's it. All right, y'all be great. Y'all be phenomenal. Like the video if you like it. Dislike if you don't. More videos, y'all know, coming out in the AM. Probably 9 o'clock. I'm gonna smack you in the mouth with one. But other than that, y'all be great, phenomenal, and everything else in between, man.